Welcome everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to teach you how to use a fly rod. We're not actually fishing today. This is just my front yard. What I have here on my line is a woolly bugger. It's a really great lure, but let me teach you how to fly fish. So what you want to do here is you want to get some line out till get to the ground, just like about that much. So first you want to swing your rod back and forth to let that line get out, just like that. Did you see how when I'm swinging this, my arm is going back and forth like this? So to make this cast really good, you need to hold it in a certain way. So you need to hold it right on the cork like this, and you want to grab your line, and when you pull your rod back, you want to pull your line back at the same time like this. And then when you're letting it go forward, you want to let your line out too. And with your rod, you want to stop it right above, like at the angle of your ear, like the side of your ear. So you don't want to cast it way too hard, unless if you do, it's going to be like that, and that's not good. If you hear a whipping sound, then that means you're doing it way too hard. These are pretty expensive, about like go from 50 to like about like 10 grand, but this one's from Cabela's. Been having this for a year. It's a 5-weight, 4-piece, 9-foot fly rod with some green line. So to start fly fishing, you don't need a large amount of line out, just like how you see in the videos of experienced fishermen. So you can just have like, I don't know, about like 15 feet of line out there for now if you want to. Now, the more you get experienced, you can let more line out if you want. So I've fly fishing for 3 years now, and it's a fun thing to do, especially the West Branch in Barkhamsted. It's a good river for trout, mostly wild brown trout. So a lot of tournaments there. So yeah, make sure when you're practicing your cast, make sure you're not near any trees or bushes, because then your lure is gonna get stuck. Your fly's gonna get stuck in a tree or bush. So yeah, and what you want for your leader is, so what I have here is like a 3-foot leader, but it should be like an 8-foot leader, but what I have here is a loop knot. A lot of leaders come in already in a loop knot in a pack. So yeah. So yeah, like again, let some line out. Just keep practicing your cast. If you hear the whipping sound, that means you're doing it way too hard. go a little bit slower and a little bit less like that. Go like at the pace I'm going. Stuff like that, yeah. So, this I see, like, I got caught on a bush here. Let me just get that real quick. Alright, we're back. Another great thing to do for fly fishing, you don't have to be a pro. You could be a beginner. This is called the roll cast. So, it could be for pond, lakes, and rivers and streams. It's where we either have nowhere to cast, normally like this, which you're gonna get snagged, or you just want to do a roll cast when you're in the water. So what you want to do here is bring your rod about 45-degree angle, and you see that line, you want that curve in your line. You want to grab the line that's on your reel, like right here, and you just fling it out there like that. And that will be good if you don't have any space or you just want to. Yeah, you do gotta practice first. You can't just buy a fly rod and go straight to the water. You gotta get your flies and certain flies. You can't just use one fly for the season. Every month there's like a new bug hatch, and so yeah, but for the woolly bugger here, it's different colors. You can use this all year round. It's a really good fly. You can use this for like trout, bass, panfish, basically anything. And this represents a bug or a dying fish or just a little minnow. Different colors and sizes. So what you want to do here, of course, you want to cast out there. And what you want to do is just let some line out like that much. Lots in water, you want to do it like that. Just do that, because it's going to give it that nice action right there. And I guarantee you, you're going to get bites doing that. So like again, you just do this. Just do that, yeah. And yeah. So that's what you need to know about fly fishing. And I will show you what flies you should get and how to use them. So I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. So what you want to use and how to use the best flies is number one, squirmy worm. It's just supposed to be a worm. There's two ways you can fish this. You can cast it out and jig it off the bottom, or put it under an indicator. It's like a little light bobber. And so it's probably the indicator is probably the best choice. Catch a lot of fish on these, especially for stock trout and big trout. So number two is gonna be the woolly bugger, And it's basically what I showed you earlier. But here's a different color. And that's the different color. Different sizes, shapes, colors. Same technique. Could jig it off the bottom too. It's a nice lure, and it imitates a lot of things. So, number 3 is this. I called this the black feathertail, and got it off someone. It's custom made. It's a top water lure, so it's nice for like bass and big trout. So it's a nice fly here, and we got a streamer here. This one's actually really good. 2 ways you can fish this. One, you cast it out into like some nice heavy current if you want, or some slow current, and you just retrieve it back to you like you do with the woolly bugger, or go in a heavy current and just let it drift down, like drift down there in the current. I'll be sure to you that you'll get a bite. Here we have a grasshopper. This is a nice fly for the summer. Good for panfish and stuff. Different sizes. Top water lure, so just cast it out there. Give it a few twitches if you want. Number 6, I think. This one's made by myself. It's like a squirmy worm, but it's just a hook with some red wiring. Represent a bloodworm or something. Just like a squirmy worm. Alright, so this is supposed to represent a dragonfly. It's a good lure, like a really good lure. So we got this one here. It's like those little mosquito-like bugs that hop across the water, and like in ponds and lakes and shallow water. So what you do is just like cast it out there, just like boom, boom, pause, boom, boom, pause. You'll get a bite. Nice top water action right there. What we have next is a popper. This is good for like ponds and lakes. So I don't know about rivers, but so what we have here is some hoppers, just like the popper, but you don't pop it. Just cast it out there and just let it sit top of the surface on some current. And so those lazy trout will definitely get a bite. It's gonna bite that. So here's another one I made. It's like an egg, and these are really good for stock trout. And so kind of made it like pellet colored, which I didn't really have brown, but because the hatchery feeds these trout pellets, so that's why I made it pellet shaped. So what we have next is a trying to remember what it's called. I forgot what it's called, but it's a lure that sinks. You can just jig it in the middle of the water column, and you'll get some nice bites. This, no clue what it is. I forgot what it's called, but it's a great lure. I'll tell you that. Alright, so what we have next here, we're gonna go to the small flies, like for small and big trout. mostly stock trout stuff. So what we have here is an egg. Got this at Cabela's in a pack. Good, really good for like kokanee salmon. That red dot is what makes them bite because it looks like a fish in the egg. Just put this in some current. Just float down, and you'll get a bite. Some guy even caught a 30-inch trout on that. So, all right. What's next here is we have a scud here. Can just drop it down if you want to, if you see like a trout right next to you, or just cast it and bring it back to you. So what we have here is a nymph. Good fly for like winter and stuff like that. Just let it float down current, you'll get a bite. So you'll be surprised how small these flies are. These are my only two smallest flies that I ever have is these. These are another version of the nymphs. Might have to zoom in on here real quick. Yeah, there we go. So this one right here. So these mayflies hatch in the winter, and they just turn into nymphs, and they just like stay on the bottom, and by like early March to like June, they'll be like fully grown, laying eggs. They'll be stuck on the water surface, and that's what these trout eat on top of the water. So this one is my smallest one ever. This one, compare the difference, kind of the same size, but reality, this one right here is way smaller. Pretty good for panfish, maybe catch a bass on it. Good for wild trout and stuff. Good for those winter lazy trout. So yeah, same thing with that. So what else we have here is mayfly, but that white pattern is like a mayfly actually hatching out of its nymph stage. So that's also really good for trout. This is barbless just like the nymphs. So yeah, I have another color here. This one's just white. Another good one. I like this one actually. This one's actually a really good lure. Like brown trout, rainbow trout, brook trout, anything really. It's supposed to like kind of represent like a fly like flying in the air really close to the water, and yeah, on top of the water, but it's kind of like a nymph. It does sink, so it's a really good lure. So, and last but not least, the best fly for stock trout is the mop fly. This is actually a really good lure for stock trout. It's supposed to represent like a grub or a pellet. It's literally just a piece of a mop, like literally just a piece of a mop that somebody cut off of a mop and just tied on here. So this is a good fly for trout. So yeah. Alright, well, I will be going. Subscribe, like this video, and my goal is to reach 100 subs by the end of the summer. So please, please, please subscribe. Goodbye.